Hello, I'm Kasper Johansen and I'm your YouTube philosopher. And this video is about the 5 most philosophical movies that I have seen so far. And these are Fight Club, The Matrix, Man of Steel, and The Dark Knight. And last but not least, The Sunset Limited. Well, all these movies are very philosophical in their nature and are actually based on real philosophy. The first movie is Fight Club by David Fincher, which stars Brad Pitt, Helena Bonham Carter, and of course Edward Norton. This is an extremely philosophical movie. Actually, it's deconstructionism, because all that we think we know about our society and how we should view ourselves in such a society is deconstructed in this movie. It's peeled off one by one the layers which define us, and we discover a more authentic self, or we should strive towards a more authentic self in this Fight Club. It's it's a satire that is very satirical about our society and how we define ourselves. And during the course of the movie, we learn that we should not define ourselves according to materialism or consumerism. We cannot be defined by which IKEA furniture we buy, or which Starbucks mug we use. No, it is not what defines us. This is very relevant. Fight Club is very relevant for our society today as well, because we are not defined by what we write on Facebook, or what we put on, what pictures we upload on all the social media. We are something else, and we are not our perfect IKEA furniture that we take pictures of and upload on Facebook. We're something else. This is what this movie, Fight Club, is dealing with. And funny thing that I mentioned Facebook, this guy, David Fincher, he also was the one who made The Social Network, which is about Mark Zuckerberg, who's the founder of Facebook. Funnily enough, interestingly enough, but you should definitely check Fight Club out, because it's really about living the authentic way, and that's that in a way is reference to existentialism, Kierkegaard, Nietzsche, Sartre, the way they try to live more authentic and not defined by society's morals, conventions, and so forth. So you should definitely see Fight Club. So the next movie I'm going to be talking about is The Matrix. The Matrix from 1999. What is The Matrix? In the movie, actually the name The Matrix means the overall mass, the overall surrounding mass of something. So that's what they're questioning in this movie. What is the surrounding mass that's surrounding us? What is it all, actually? And well, the main character is played by Keanu Reeves, and is called Neo, also an anagram for the One. He discovers that he discovers what this matrix is, and he discovers that he's actually living in a computer generated simulation. because the real world is run by machines who uses mankind as batteries to power their computer city, and they have created this simulation for people to dream in, because they need live subjects as batteries to run their city. And this is based on philosophy. In philosophy we have Plato, and Plato, he had the idea of a cave, a metaphor for a cave where people who lived down there saw shadows on the wall made by somebody else, and they thought these shadows were real. But at some point one of them was freed, one of these prisoners down in the cave was freed and came up to the real world and saw how the real world was. And then the prisoner tries to go down to the cave again to free the others who are enslaved down in the cave. And this is actually what the Matrix is about. It's about Neo. When he gets freed, he tries to come back to this Matrix to free others who are enslaved by a fake world, that the world is actually not what we think of it. There's something deep difference about it than what we think. And this is a very philosophical theme they use in the Matrix, and it also comes across later on in philosophy than Plato with Descartes. And Descartes, he was wondering, how do I know if I'm dreaming or I'm not being kind of seduced by a vicious demon or being of some kind who wants to who tells me that I'm actually alive when I'm just dreaming, that all this is fake, and when I finally wake up, what would the world be like then? It's also in later on called a brain in a wad, where you have a wad and you put a brain in it, and you can stick electrons in it and simulate that it has a body and that it moves around and so forth by stimulating its neurons, for instance. And the point is, by this brain in the wad metaphor, is how do you know that you're not a brain in the wad? How do you know you're not living in the Matrix? You cannot prove that. You cannot philosophically prove that. It's kind of like the thing with God. How do you prove that God exists? Or how do you prove that God does not exist? It's the same thing. How do you prove that you're actually not living in the Matrix? That's an interesting philosophical point. So check The Matrix out, which stars Keanu Reeves and Lawrence Fishburne and Carrie-Anne Moss. It's directed by the Wachowski brothers. But you should also see the sequels for The Matrix, because they're actually pretty interesting as well. It's The Matrix Reloaded and The Matrix Revolution. You should see them as well. One more thing. I have a t-shirt here from The Matrix. Look. It's from the third movie, Matrix Revolution. Just to read something off, it's a conversation, or actually it's a monologue from the character Smith, who is the evil guy in this Matrix universe, and he makes a speech for Neo, who's our hero, and you should listen to this, because this is very philosophical, and that's from Matrix Revolution. Why, Mr. Anderson? Why do you do it? Why get up? Why keep fighting? Do you believe you're fighting for something, for more than your survival? Can you tell me what it is? Do you even know? Is it freedom or truth? Perhaps peace? Yes? No? Could it be for love? Illusions, Mr. Anderson, vagaries of perception, the temporary constructs of a feeble human intellect trying desperately to justify an existence that is without meaning or purpose, and all of them as artificial as the Matrix itself, although only a human mind could invent something as insipid as love. You must be able to see it, Mr. Anderson. You must know it by now. You can't win. It's pointless to keep on fighting. Why, Mr. Anderson? Why do you persist? What Smith is talking about here, why do you believe you're fighting for truth, love, ideals, morals? It has never been proven that these actually exist. Smith, the evil guy, says to Neo, life is without purpose or meaning and is artificial and fake. How can you justify believing in anything? To this, Neo, he answers, because I choose to. And that is existentialism. You must choose, Kierkegaard says. You must choose. And Kierkegaard, he chose to believe that his action had some sort of merit. He believed that life had purpose. So check the Matrix movies, all three, the Matrix trilogy. The next movie, the third philosophical movie that I'm talking about today, is Man of Steel. Man of Steel, the new Superman movie. It is directed by Zack Snyder, who also made The Watchmen and 300. It is also about Plato's philosophy, because the utopian society that is on Krypton, the home planet of Superman, where Krypton was destroyed. That's the story goes, and the story in this, we all know this. Who likes Superman? Krypton is destroyed, and Superman is deported to Earth, where he has superpowers and becomes Superman, this superhero. Well, we get to see more of Krypton in this movie, and it's actually Plato's utopian society. And you can see this played out on Krypton, where you have these different castes, as Plato thought, where there are the philosophers, and that's the council in this Superman movie, where his father is also a member of this council, and we have the soldiers, and we have all the others, three castes, and that's the same with the Platon utopian society. Well, this breaks down, the utopia breaks down in this movie, and the evil guy who is a soldier becomes a symbol of the dictatorship in this movie, Man of Steel, and Superman slowly, gradually formulates to be a hero of democracies, where he says Krypton had their chance. This utopian caste society with different castes, this is not the way to go, says Superman. It is democracy. So that's a philosophical movie in nature that you can ponder about which society is the best, because the dictator, the soldier, he actually think that he can save Krypton from its destruction by reconverting it to be a dictatorship where there's order. And of course, but the movie has a specific reference to Plato, where at one scene Superman as a kid is reading a book, and that book is a book by Plato, The Republic, which is where you find Plato's Platonic utopian society. So watch Man of Steel. The fourth philosophical movie is a movie I really like. It's The Dark Knight, which is the second Batman movie from the great director Christopher Nolan. Actually, all three Batman movies, the first one, Batman Begins, and the last one, The Dark Knight Rises, are very philosophical in their nature about morals and what it takes to be a good person, and how you become good and stay good, like the Batman character is aspiring to, because he's our hero. But the second one is, I think, the most philosophical of them, and is most essential in what it takes to be a good person, because we have the hero of Batman who fights crime and evil in the city of Gotham, and tries to do good by fighting these criminals. And then we have the character of Joker, who actually says to Batman, "No, I'm gonna show you Gotham is not worth fighting for, because people are not good. People are hypocrites, because when you put them in a situation where they're afraid of their lives, they will show you their true face, which is heinous. They would kill each other because they are hypocrites." So it actually becomes a philosophical battle between Batman and the Joker, where Joker, he's trying to break Batman, because Batman philosophically says, "I believe that there's good in the world and I'm fighting for it." The Joker says, "No, the life is completely chaotic and meaningless, and people aren't worth fighting for, because they are hypocrites and monsters. When it comes to it, they are rotten." So he wants to break Batman and make him break his own idealistic rules that he will not kill anyone. Batman will not kill a criminal. He wants to put him in jail or Arkham Asylum, but Joker wants to make Batman kill the Joker, because then he wins in some philosophical way. And that's what interesting about this character Joker in The Dark Knight, that he's not after money or the world domination that these cartoon villains usually are looking for. No, the Joker, he's just chaos, and he wants to show Batman that he wants to win over him in a philosophical battle where he breaks Batman and makes Batman lose his hope, actually. So that's interesting about this character, and he, in some twisted way, he is maybe Nietzsche's Superman, in some twisted evil version of it in some way. And there's also a reference to Nietzsche in the beginning of the movie, where the Joker says, "What doesn't kill you makes you stranger." And Nietzsche, he wrote, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." So here's definitely a reference to Nietzsche by the Joker. So watch The Dark Knight, and you can ponder afterwards, was the Joker right, or is Batman really right? Well, the philosophical battle, as the Joker says in the movie, will continue to infinity. Does life make sense, or it doesn't? And that comes to the fifth and last movie of today, which is The Sunset Limited, with Tommy Lee Jones and Samuel Jackson, and it's directed by Tommy Lee Jones himself. And it's a very, very philosophical movie, because actually the plot is very simple. It's a conversation between two guys, where one is in despair and actually wants to kill himself, because he thinks life is without meaning and there's no point in going on living. And Samuel Jackson, he believes in God. He believes there is purpose to life. So that's why he's trying to save this guy from not killing himself, and they're having a conversation about life. And you should very see it, because it's a very philosophical discussion they have, and it goes right to the core that is essential for all philosophy. Does life have a meaning that we can understand and articulate, and do life really have a purpose that we can understand and we can live by in some way, or is it more chaotic, random, without any meaning, and and we should struggle to make sense of it all? What is the purpose of it all? So the Sunset Limited, you should see that as well. And that's it for this time. That was the 5 most philosophical movies that I have seen. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and please subscribe to my channel and share this video. Bye.